Chapter 21. Religious Beliefs. Let's learn. The Bhakti movement, the Bhakti saints, Kabir Das, Guru Nanak. The Bhakti and the Sufi movements were the two major religious movements that spread across India through the medieval periods. The word Bhakti itself means devotion. The Bhakti saints composed hymns and sang bhajans to show their devotion to God. The Sufi saints also sang songs and expressed their dedication through music. Both Sufi and Bhakti saints were people among the commoners who led a simple life. They were always self-motivated to help those in need. These saints were responsible for influencing the lives of the people of that period. Info Hive. The word Sufism comes from the word suf, which is a kind of coarse garment worn by the saints. The Bhakti movement. We have already studied that the Nayanars and the Alvars were the two religious sects that prospered in 18th century in South India. The Nayanars were devotees of Lord Shiva, and Alvars devoted themselves to Lord Vishnu. They did not believe in the caste system which was prevalent at that time. These saints came from different backgrounds and castes, including those considered untouchable like the Pulayar and the Panars. They spread the message of love and brotherhood. According to them, salvation could be attained only through pure and sincere dedication to God. They travelled from place to place and sang hymns and bhajans to glorify and praise God. Temples were later built at places which were visited by these saints. The Bhakti saints were followers of either the Saguna school, believers of God with a form, or the Nirguna school, believers of formless God of Bhakti. The Bhakti saints. Shankaracharya and Ramanuja were the two important Bhakti saints of South India. Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya was born in Kerala. He was a great philosopher of the 8th century who propounded the philosophy of Advait, non-dualism. He advocated the oneness of God and human soul as the ultimate reality. He believed the world around us to be an illusion or maya, and taught that renunciation of the worldly pleasures and adopting the path of knowledge is the way to salvation. He established 4 mutts in 4 corners of India: Jyotira Mutt at Badrinath, Sharadapeeth at Dwarka, Govardhan Mutt at Puri, and Sringeri Mutt in the south. Ramanuja, born in 11th century in Tamil Nadu, was another devotee of Lord Vishnu. He was immensely influenced by the Alvars and considered devotion to be the most important. He believed that complete devotion to Lord Vishnu and compassion towards fellow beings were the ways to achieve bliss in union with God. His ideologies greatly influenced people in northern India, where a new Bhakti wave movement originated. Basavana was another saint born in Karnataka in the 12th century. He initiated the Veerashaiva movement, which was against rituals and idol worships. He opposed the caste system and the Brahmin supremacy and taught that all human beings are equal. There were many other Bhakti saints that emerged in this era. The most prominent among them were Gyaneshwar, Namdev, Eknath, Ravidas, Shankardev, Madhavacharya, Nimbarka, and Tukaram, as well as women like Sakubai and the family of Chokhamela of Maharashtra. They promoted the worship of Vishnu. Nathpanthis, Siddhacharyas, and Yogis were some saints who criticized the rituals of traditional religion and promoted social order aided with logical reasoning. Tulsidas was born in 16th century. He is considered to be one of the greatest Hindu poet saints of India. He wrote the famous Ramcharitmanas. This book is devoted to the life and times of Lord Rama. He is also well known for his Hanuman Chalisa. Surdas. Surdas, the 15th century sightless saint, poet and musician, is known for his devotional songs dedicated to Lord Krishna. His poems were compiled by his followers in the form of Sur Sagar, Sur Saravali and Sahitya Lahari. These poems continue to be popular even today. Chaitanya. Chaitanya was a Bhakti saint who popularized the Bhakti movement in Bengal, Assam and Odisha. He was a devotee of Krishna and taught universal love as the first step towards God. Mirabai. Mirabai is the most famous of the women Bhakti poets of North India. She was married to a prince of Mewar in Rajasthan, but refused to follow the traditional role of a wife. She gave up all her luxuries for devotion to Lord Krishna. She sang in devotion and popularized bhajans reflecting her love and devotion to Lord Krishna. Teachings of Bhakti saint. God cannot be reached by rituals, ceremonies, sacrifices or renunciation of the world. Purity of heart and mind, coupled with selfless love and devotion, are the traits through which God's nearness can be achieved. God did not create castes or religions, hence all people are equal. Religious tolerance should be practiced by all. Compassion towards fellow beings, trying to help the needy and lessening their pain, is the true essence of bhakti. Knowledge, which is an integral part of bhakti, can be attained through a teacher, guru. Devotional music can express a devotee's bhakti. A song composed by Mirabai. I have found a guru in Raidas. He has given me the pill of knowledge. I lost the honor of royal family. I went astray with the sadhus. I constantly rise up, go to God's temple and dance, snapping my fingers. I don't follow the norms as an oldest daughter-in-law. I have thrown away the wheel. I have taken refuge with the great Guru and snapped my fingers at the consequences. Kabir Das. Kabir Das was a mystical poet, philosopher and great saint of India who was greatly influenced by the Bhakti movement. There is no clue about the birth or parentage of Kabir Das, but it is considered that he was found in Leratara, Varanasi, by a childless Muslim couple who were weavers. According to Islam, the meaning of Kabir is the Great One. Some of the teachings of Kabir Das have been compiled in Bijak, Kabir Granthavali, Anurag Sagar and Sakhi Granth. Ideology of Kabir Das. According to Kabir, all life is an interplay of two spiritual principles. One is the personal soul, Jivatma, and the other is God, Paramatma. It is Kabir's view that salvation is the process of bringing into union these two divine entities. The social and practical expression of Kabir's philosophy has run through the ages. It represents a blend of Hindu and Muslim concepts. He rejected the traditional rituals and was against idol worship, caste system, and killing of animals for food. It is believed that he received his spiritual initiation from Ramananda, who is considered to be the guru of Sant Kabir. Kabir's teachings. All the recorded verses of Kabir are in Hindi. His dohas called Kabir Ki Dohe are popular even now. His lyrics are characterized by a free use of the vernacular language, and examples are cited from our day-to-day life. He emphasized the purity of character and preached ahimsa. He stressed the importance of the Guru, who he believed guided people along the correct path. Kabir Panth is a large religious community which identifies Kabir as the originator of Sant Manth sects. Kabir Das is the first Indian saint who coordinated Hinduism and Islam by conceiving and popularizing a universal path which could be followed by both Hindus and Muslims. Death of Kabir. There is a famous legend about his death. When he died, his Hindu and Muslim followers had a conflict for the last rites. When they lifted the cloth covering his body, they found flowers instead. The Muslim followers buried their half and the Hindu cremated their half. In Maghar, his tomb and samadhi still stand side by side. Kabir Panthis was a group formed by Kabir's followers after his death. Brain tickler. Name a 16th century Bhakti saint of Bengal who preached selfless devotion to Krishna Radha. Kabir Das ke dohe. Bada hua to kya hua, jaise ped khajur. Panthi ko chhaya nahi, फल लागे अति दूर. ऐसी वाणी बोलिए मन का आपा खोए, औरन को शीतल करे आपहु शीतल होए. Guru Nanak. Shri Guru Nanak Dev Ji was born in 1469 in Talwandi, now in Pakistan. He was the founder of Sikhism and the first of the 10 Gurus of the Sikhs. He spent 25 years of his life preaching from place to place. Many of his hymns were composed during this period. At the same time, he preached the doctrines of his new religion and mission at the places and centers he visited. Since his mystic system almost completely reversed the trends, principles and practices of the then prevailing religions, he criticized and rejected virtually all the old beliefs, rituals and harmful practices existing in the society. Nanak denounced idolatry and the worship of demigods. He initiated and encouraged the langars or the common kitchen where all people irrespective of their castes sat together and ate from the same kitchen. Info Hive. The Guru Granth Sahib contains 500 verses of Kabir. He is given the same respect as the Sikh Gurus. Guru Nanak's teachings. Guru Nanak Dev taught us that there is one God and He is the truth and ultimate reality. To emphasize this point, he said, there is neither Hindu nor Muslim. The chief teachings of Guru Nanak included 3 principles: Naam Japna, or to recite and meditate God's name; Kirt Karna, or to do one's duty by honest means; and Vand Chhakna, or to share your income with the less privileged fellow humans. A large number of common people, peasants, artisans, craftsmen and traders were attracted to Guru Nanak's teachings and became his followers. He exhorted people to lead their lives as householders and engage in useful occupations to earn their livelihood. The Holy Book of Sikhism. The Guru Granth Sahib, the Holy Book of the Sikhs, is written in Gurumukhi script, which was developed by Guru Nanak. It is worshipped by the Sikhs and the Sindhis. Every Gurudwara has a Granth Sahib. The Holy Granth, popularly known as Adi Granth, contains the hymns of the first 5 Gurus. They were all collected, arranged and formed into one volume called Guru Granth Sahib by the 5th Guru. It contains a few selections from the hymns of Kabir and other contemporary Vaishnavite saints. Successors of Guru Nanak. Guru Nanak was the first Guru of the Sikhs. He nominated one of his disciples, Lena, as his successor, who came to be known as Guru Angad. There is a tradition of total of 10 Sikh Gurus: Guru Nanak, Guru Angad Dev, Guru Amar Das, Guru Ram Das, Guru Arjan Dev, Guru Har Gobind, Guru Har Rai, Guru Har Kishan, Guru Tegh Bahadur and Guru Gobind Singh. Guru Gobind Singh founded the Khalsa Panth or Sikh community. The Sufi tradition. Sufis were Muslim mystics who originated from West Asia. They were against the religious Muslim codes of rituals and behavior. They emphasized love and devotion to God and compassion towards all fellow human beings. They shared their ideologies with the Bhakti saints. The Sufis are poets and lovers who are beloved of God. They are the people of highest morality and have no bias or prejudices towards anyone. He is one who has submitted himself to the will of God, who lives in union with God, and who has devoted himself to find the truth. Sufis express their feelings in the form of poetry, prose, including anecdotes and fables, developed around them. Among the great Sufis of Central Asia were Ghazali, Rumi and Sadi. Sufi orders. The Sufi formed orders or silsilas named after their founder. There were 12 silsilas by the 13th centuries. The popular ones were the Chishti, the Suravardis, the Firdawasiya, the Kubrawaya and the Kalandariya. The saints lived in a kankha where all devotees gathered to seek blessings. People thought that they possessed miraculous powers and could predict the future. Dance and music sessions called sama were also held at kankhas. Sufis believed in one supreme God who should be worshipped and loved. They had respect for all religions. They preached to help the poor and the needy. They developed elaborate methods of training using zikr, chanting of a name or sacred formula, contemplation, sama, singing, raqs, dance, discussion of parables, breath control, etc., under the guidance of a master or peer. Chishti Silsila. The three important Sufi saints of the Chishti Silsila were Moinuddin Chishti, Baba Farid, and Nizamuddin Aulia. Khwaja Moinuddin Chishti was a great Sufi saint of India. The Chishti order was established in India by him. His dargah at Ajmer is a famous center of pilgrimage even today. The Urs festival is still held there every year. By leading a very simple ascetic way of life and spreading the message of love and equality, he tried to wipe out all ill feelings from the minds of the people of two communities, that is, Hindus and Muslims. Nizamuddin Aulia was the most famous of the Chishti saints and a disciple of Baba Farid. His strong personality and mystic ideology made him most popular. In Fuhaiv, Nizamuddin Aulia was popularly referred to as Membuhi Ilahi, which means beloved of God. He spread the message of universal love and brotherhood. Many devotees come to his dargah at Delhi every day to seek blessings. Some other famous Chishti saints were Sheikh Salim Chishti, Khwaja Kutubuddin Bakhtiyar Kaki, Sheikh Nasiruddin Mahmud Chiragi Dilli. Suravardi Silsila. Sheikh Bahauddin Zakaria was one of the great saints of Suravardi Silsila. Some other notable saints of this silsila were Shah Alam Bukhari and Sheikh Shehabuddin Suravardi. Kalandariya Silsila. The members of the Kalandariya Silsila were known as Kalandars or wandering saints as they moved from one place to another. Most of them shaved their heads, moustaches, beards and eyebrows. Some famous Sufi Kalandars include Dada Hayat Kalandar, Hazrat Lal Shahbaz Kalandar, and Bu Ali Shah Kalandar, Hazrat Zul-ul-Nun Misri, and Rabia Basri Kalandar. This silsila was confined to a very small group of people. Principles and teachings of the Sufis. God is one and supreme and should be worshipped through love and devotion. Meditation and zikr, chanting of God's name, is of utmost importance. All religions must be respected. A simple life should be led which should be free of greed. Compassion for the poor and the needy and ready, selfless assistance to them. Follow the correct path shown by a guru peer. Devotional music can be a powerful means of attaining closeness to God, advocated and practiced particularly by Khwaja Moinuddin Chishti. Recap. Different beliefs and religions interacted with one another in the medieval period, giving rise to new ideas. The Bhakti movement started in the early medieval period in South India and spread to North India during the later medieval period. Many Bhakti saints spread the message of love for God and compassion for the fellow beings. Kabir Das struck hard at all types of discrimination and absurdities of religions. Guru Nanak founded Sikhism and he taught Naam Japna, Kirt Karna and Vand Chhakna. The Sufis were organized into various silsilas. The Chishti, the Suravardi and the Kalandariya were some of the silsilas.